It will be very helpful.
Yeah, maybe if I can call the office so that they can get us.
There's a high chance that we may sit on Monday. So if you, yes,
yes,
but we can get it today. Oh, okay.
Council, I think he can bring the. Whichever it is, you may bring it tomorrow Friday.
Okay.
Or you can bring it on Monday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Now, when you received that letter, you said when was that letter written to your office?
Which one?
The letter from the lawyer.
Today.
Today, good.
Yes.
So you haven't had time to respond to it also?
No.
Yes. Now, then as we speak, what is the situation at KMC? Is the Deputy CEO Kajali still there, or did he, has he obeyed the commission to move to his new location?
Well, according to the letter, they say they are disregarding the letter, accepting the letter, so which means but I think in the letter there was timeline giving, and we are yet to sit as a commission, but there was a deadline for him to hand over and also to move to his new position.
But you told the commission as well, you've already outlined the very fact that it is the commission that has the power to sanction disciplinary actions.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
Yes.
Very well. And so when that letter comes, we will deal with that later. Now, how about the issue of KMC having a CEO at this point? Do they have anyone acting as CEO?
No, as of now, he was the one overseeing, but a new CEO is also redeployed. New CEO redeployed to KMC.
And who is that CEO?
The one in Janjam.
I thought from your last testimony, Senator Martin was assigned to. So what happened to with that situation?
If the commission decided to make some movement, and Senabu is moved to Karawan, and then the one is Karawan is moving to Janjambure, Janjambure is moved to KMC.
When was that?
This was last week. It was all done last week.
Last week?
Yes.
Can we have the letters to that effect?
Yes.
On tomorrow, if you can make it available tomorrow.
Okay.
But then we can still discuss it since you you have knowledge about the letter.
Yes.
I thought your testimony earlier was that you instructed that Senabu CEO at KMC.
Yes, that was the earlier decision, and she was there but was never given the opportunity to take over.
Okay, very well. So when we come back on Monday, we will discuss extensively when we see the information contained in the letter.
Okay.
But let us just first discuss some few issues with respect to the establishment committee.
Okay.
What is the role of the establishment committee?
Sorry.
You can take your time.
The establishment committee, their role is to advise the commission or send recommendations to the commission.
Yes.
Regarding the issue of staff.
Yes.
Staff appointment, staff discipline, staff promotions. You see, when they have issues of staff matters, they discuss it at the establishment committee, and then any recommendations should be sent to the commission for
Did the act state that without recommendations from the establishment committee in relation to disciplinary matters, your commission, the local service commission, cannot discipline any individual?
No, the act did not state that. In fact, the issue of Kajari came for him, because of not adhering to the decisions of the commission. It was not a matter of internal issues at KMC within themselves. This was for him disregarding or disrespecting the decisions of the commission. And as a result, he was asked to come and face the commission. He faced the commission, and then he was given a final warning to hand over, but still he insisted. And then the commission decided that he should be disciplined, and in that we don't need anything coming from the establishment committee, and we don't expect anything coming to the establishment committee, because he is going by the decisions of that committee itself and the council at large.
Yes, so my point is,
yes,
you as the chairperson of the Local Government Service Commission,
yes,
when you sit as a commission, you have a mandate, you have powers to look into appointments, yes, and also disciplinary matters,
yes,
as per the Act. Now, which means you can have complaints either from the permanent secretary, you can even have complaints from concerned citizens.
Yeah, even from staff members.
From staff members, no,
yes,
in fact, even from non-council staff.
Yes.
So will it be appropriate if like a national of the country believes that they have a complaint against the staff or whatsoever, a fraudulent complaint that they want to complain of to the commission? Would that not be a valid?
Of course, it will be valid. It will be valid.
Exactly. So the establishment committee is just one form of receiving complaints,
yes,
to your office.
Yes.
So the assertion that that is the only avenue to receive complaint would not be right.
It's wrong.
So,
Council, can I come in here? Just, I want a clarification from you.
Okay.
I noticed in your statement, you made reference to Section 37.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is.
And that specifically deals with the functions of the
establishment committee, yes.
Yes. And if I may read subsection A,
yes,
which says recommending to its local government service commission the appointment, dismissal, conditions of service, and discipline of officials and other employees of its council and any matters connected therewith. B, such other functions as its council may deem fit.
Yes.
So now my question is, and given your mandate, is there anything that you understand from this provision that erodes your responsibility to take action?
No.
Thank you. You can proceed.
very well. Now, just to conclude with you for today, on my side, is when you took over as chairperson, did you engage in any policy formulation, exercise, rules or regulations or guidelines in relation to your function as a commission?
Not yet, but we've discussed that there is need to review some of the policy documents, and we've informed the PS and we've written to that effect.
Don't you think it is long overdue since you took over that it should have been a high priority in relation to making sure you address those issues?
Yeah, they are of high priority, but we cannot just do them on our own. We need to do it with all the stakeholders.
That is what I'm saying.
Yes, because we have written to that regard so that we review some of the policy documents, and this has to be done in consultation with all the stakeholders, and that the ministry can organize that. So because it involves some financial burden also.
So you are saying that you have written to who? Whom have you written to?
We've written to the minister through the permanent secretary. so that we can review these regulations.
When did you write to the minister through the permanent secretary?
This must be about 3 weeks or so. We've discussed it in a meeting.
Yes.
But to write formally was done some weeks back.
See,
you see. But we've discussed it in a meeting that the need is there for this to be reviewed. You see, but all along the way, we did not see it being done. Then we decided to wrote again. You see, and then we even quoted that section 174(1). You see, that empowers the Honorable Minister to issue regulations, you see, to better carry out some of the provisions of the Local Government Act.
I know you have plans as to how you will achieve your goals.
Yes.
But I am more interested in what has actually been done. So whether you have discussed, when you say you have discussed, you see, the communication here seems to be very informal in relation to your deliberation at the level of the commission. And I'm sorry, but then that will be very disappointing, because if that is the mode of operation, if anyone as well succeeds you, the same problem that you have, there wouldn't be any proper handing over.
But there was formal communication.
Now you said you wrote just 2 weeks ago. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said about maybe 3 weeks or more. I can't remember exact dates.
Please.
But this must be, I don't know, whether May or April, something
yes,
like that.
Please
but I can provide a copy of that, yes, of that letter for the commission.
Please make us a copy,
yes,
of the letter you wrote, yeah, about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. My point is, why 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago? Why did you not do it when you assumed office?
You know, we cannot address all the issues at once. You see, we have to address them strategically.
Based on?
We have a lot of issues. If we want to come and want to fix all the issues within that period, it's impossible.
That's true.
So that is why we are addressing them systematically.
That's true.
And that's what we are doing.
That's very true. And then you told us that you have to prioritize your duties. Is that not correct?
Yes.
And therefore, you have told us that clearly. In fact, you could not take certain decisions earlier because you never had some of the working tools.
Yes.
So the working tools are of top priority.
Of course.
So why were they not done earlier then?
No, that one we requested them from day one.
No, see, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or thereabout, you wrote in relation to reviewing some of these policies, the guidelines, the disciplinary guidelines, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks, let me say 1 month ago, to be fair. And then you agree with me, it is an issue of paramount importance upon which so many of your decisions are premised on. So you couldn't even make certain decisions because you don't have regulations, certain things were not being reviewed here and there.
Yeah, I think before you review, you need to even have the documents. We did not have the documents even at that time, but because of my experience, I knew that some of those documents would need to be reviewed so that to bring them in line with the current realities on the ground. That was the basis. But it's not me, it's the commission. You see, if I want to take advantage of my experience and so to prevail on the commissioners is unfair. That is why we waited until we had the documentations. We look at them together equally in a more equitable way, then to come up with whatever we need to come up. But if I just want to, which means then I'll be running the commission independently.
See,
I have to give them their due respect.
Mr. Jalo, no matter how much you talk, I will still ask the same question. So you might as well answer the question, and then we move ahead. I can listen to you, and you can take 5 minutes to re-explain what you have said earlier, and I will still ask the same question. Trust me about that. My point is, you wrote to the permanent secretary about 2 or 3 weeks, a letter of which we have asked that you bring. my position is, why that delay when you and I have already agreed that it is marked top priority? Those reviews, those policies, those guidelines are of paramount importance in the execution of your duties. Why wait until 2 or 3 weeks ago? That is my only simple question.
The issue is, as I told you, I know not only that was important, we have all the other issues, many issues were important. But among those important issues, we have to prioritize them. And then this issue was even discussed. Then
Let me rephrase. Could you have written to the Permanent Secretary so that with respect to reviewing the policies and the guidelines of the Commission earlier than 2 or 3 weeks ago?
I told you we even have some of the documents 2 weeks back.
Could you have written?
No.
Wait for the question.
Could you repeating it, that's why. Okay, carry on.
Could you have written to the Permanent Secretary outlining the need to review policies and guidelines with respect to your effective functioning as a commission?
At that time, no.
You couldn't have even written about that?
Because we were yet, all the commission members were yet to have the relevant documents. It has to be a collective responsibility, not only for the chairperson to go ahead with that.
Now, let me read you again your functions, so that maybe you are not understanding what I am saying. Now, your functions are, states the functions and powers of the Local Government Service Commission, Section 118 of the Act. Make appointments to offices in the local government service. Make provisions for the overall management and efficiency of the local government service. Are those provisions made?
To make?
Provisions for the overall management. Have you made policies or provisions to guide you in relation to the management and efficiency of the local government service? During your time?
Whether we have done that?
Yes.
No, not yet.
Good. Set up a general and uniform guidelines for appointments, promotions, and discipline.
We are using, for now, we are using that of the...
Have you done that?
PSC.
Have you done that?
No, we have yet to do that.
Review the terms and conditions of service of persons holding offices in the local government service.
We are yet to do that also.
See, this is my point. If you had been answering in this manner, it will be very easy. It's not about
but there are reasons to that delay.
We were advised not to talk over each other.
Okay, carry on.
Because of the records.
Yes.
That is why I always allow you to land your arguments, to conclude your arguments. My point is, you have a mandate, you have a function. The first thing you do, in fact, as an experienced individual, is to know that you have an act which will outline your functions. You assumed office, you know fully well that XYZ is missing, which may hamper or cause delay in the execution of your functions. You highlighted some of the things that you are not even availed with.
Yes.
So that there is a need to effectively communicate and kickstart some of these functions. That's my point.
Yeah, but I think on the issue of those, we cannot review documents that we don't have.
I am not saying you have. You see?
Yeah, and we have requested for those documents.
You said to us, see, you wrote 2-3 weeks ago.
On what?
With respect to engaging the administration in relation to policies and guidelines.
Yes, for the review.
That's what I'm saying. I said 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but we've discussed it in a meeting.
Can you provide us with the minutes of the meeting wherein policies and guidelines are being discussed and minuted?
That they should be reviewed.
Yes.
There is a need for them to be reviewed.
Yes.
Yes.
And actions are taken to that effect. Can you provide us with that copy? Before I hand you over, yes. please proceed. Please proceed, yes.
Mr. Jallo.
Yes.
I believe that it is your evidence that you had the act.
Yes, I have the act.
Yes. Do you have the amendments to the act also?
I just have them, I think, 2 weeks back, or 1 week or 2 weeks back.
For all of the amendments? That
Yes, for all the amendments. That was missing. All I had was the principal act, but I did not have all the amendments.
So in all the amendments you have gotten the past 2 weeks,
yes,
was any of the provisions of the law amended with respect to your role and responsibility with the councils, towards the councils?
No, the only amendment contained there is the establishment of a unified local government service commission.
So that is the amendment you have?
Regarding the commission, yes.
Okay, thank you.
How were you executing your duties, passing sanctions in relation to discipline matters, making appointments, or granting approvals for appointments, and or making any other decision in respect to the execution of your function? How were you doing that prior to receiving the documents you said you never had?
Yeah, we were using the act that I had, and also the PSC, because when we visited the Public Service Commission, we also requested for some documentations, and then we had the local government, the Public Service Commission regulations, you see, which was availed to us. These were the documents we were using, but later we were supplied with that of the local government. You see, the Local Government Service Commission regulations. Then we were also issued with the staff service rules and the scheme of service. At some point, we will also received the finance and accounting manual. And we are yet to receive even the Finance and Audit Act. That one is still pending, because this thing was procured at the printing. It took some time before, even the procurement process took long time, you see, and then getting it done also took some time, you see. But the process kick-started earlier, but before we received them, it took months.
And who do you fault for that?
There is a problem maybe with the procurement process, you see, because when this thing was requested, then a request was raised, if I can recall, by the director.
Please speak louder.
By the director, sent it to the accountant, who is housed at the Department of Community Development. Then it took some while. The document was not even processed. You see, we make follow-ups, you see, and later payment was made, but it took time. So there is a problem even with the director, because the accountant is located at the community development. I even advise him, why can the account be transferred to the ministry? Because at the ministry there is an accountant, and this budget used to be there. When I was director, the budget was at the ministry, so the proximity was just very close. But now he have to move up to the Department of Community Development, engage the accountant. This is an issue. Even for us, getting our allowances was even an issue, was being difficult. I don't know, it's difficult to work with this accountant. For some reasons, there was push and pull. We've been there almost for 4 months before we get our first pay. So there are issues with the system, I'm sure, and attitude of staff. You see, that one is there. This was a unnecessary delay, which could have been avoided.
What is the current the current structure at the Local Government Service Commission? Do you have the environment to execute your functions in a timely manner, or are you still facing some challenges?
Yeah, we're still facing some challenges.
Can you highlight some of the challenges you face?
That space is a problem. Record keeping is also another problem. I think we need to have our own filing system. We need to have our own place where we keep these files. We need to have our own office, regardless where the office is located, so that at least when I...
Not regardless, because the office cannot be located at the ministry. You said it last
But there
time.
is no space even. That one is
Yes.
a no-go area. There is no space even at the ministry.
All right.
So any possible location must be outside the ministry. You see, even when we are there, we don't have office to sit and even review documents, see the documents. We have to be in the director's office, which is not conducive. It's not fair even for him, because he has his core mandate, core functions. These are issues that are inhibiting our operations.
Thank you very much. On my part, for now, maybe when you bring the documents that are being requested on Monday, we may have, I may have few questions. But I thank the honorable commissioners, the chairperson, and my lead counsel. So I will now hand over you to my lead counsel before the commissioners will probably take charge. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Jallo.
Yes, afternoon.
Further to what Madam Chair had, the issue Madam Chair had raised about Section 37 of the Local Government Act.
Okay.
So actually this is addressed to the chairperson, because you had read that the establishment and appointment committee shall, subject to this act and any other enactment, be responsible for recommending to its local government service commission the appointment, dismissal, conditions of service, and discipline of officers and other employees of its council and any matters connected therewith, and such other function as its council may deem fit. Now, this provision was in place prior to the amendment of Section 118 of the Local Government Act. This was at a time when each council had its own local government service commission. When the act was amended in 2015, it created the Unified Local Government Service Commission. And so the establishment committees were to recommend to their own service commission. When the act was amended, it did not amend these sections to make it that the recommendations are to be to the Unified Local Government Service Commission. So there's still that uncertainty there.
So therefore,
that provision is debatable about its functionality, considering that there's no more a local government service commission for each council.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I believe you get the explanation that council had given. I think I did see in his statement where he made reference to Section 118 of the Local Government of the Local Government Act 2002 as amended, and having perused some of the amendments, just as you explained, there has not been any reference from this provision. So she has explained it. I hope you understand what she said with respect to this, because you highlighted Section 118 of the Local Government Amendment Act, because this was specific to the time when it was anticipated for each council to have a service commission of its own.
Okay.
Yes, and Anyway, we will deal with the issues when you bring the documentations.
Yes.
And we will take it from there.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Council.
You're welcome. Mr. Jallo,
sorry, just before, and that is why I also asked you whether you are conversant with all the amendments of the Local Government Act. If not, you should endeavor to find out what other amendments have been made so that you will not be acting outside of the law. Because if there are a series of amendments in a particular legislation, you must take that on board, and you must have in your department all the amended provisions of the law so that you will be able to read them in tandem with the legislation and be able to take the right decision. All right?
Yeah, now we have all the amendments.
Okay. So
and we are going through them.
Can you avail us all the amendments that you have?
Copies?
Yes, copies.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, if you find that it is difficult to copy them because you don't have a dedicated office, you could always bring them to the commission and somebody would assist you to make the copies.
I think I even have them here.
Okay.
If you want, they can be copied before we close.
All right.
If that is possible.
You had said earlier that one of the challenges that you have is that, and one of the things that you would wish that the commission had is your own filing system. Sorry.
2015 one. I think that's what he has, the big one.
Yes. You had said that you wish that the commission had its own filing system, be able to maintain its own files, etc. When you took over as chairman of the commission, did you find that there were files from the previous commission available to you? So files that would have the correspondence from that were received by the previous commission?
Yeah, at some point I requested for file, but there was only one file that was provided.
There was only one correspondence file?
Yes, that was provided.
Who provided it to you?
The secretary.
And did he indicate whether there were more files?
No, that was the only file. You know, they were using some of the commission files and that of the ministry's file. So which is making it very difficult. For some documents, for you to get them, you have to go to the ministry's file. So that is why we said that we need our own office, have our own records officer, so that we have our own files. Even for all these cases or issues, each of them should have its own file. That's what we have open now. Each issue, we open a file, so that if you want to make reference, it's easy. You see, you just call that file and then you will see all the issues relating to that matter. So that is what we are, it's not easy, but we are trying to put the commission's operation on a sound footing. But it's not easy because space is a problem, storage is a problem,
and
personnel is a problem. That's why we engage them, so that when they are doing the budget this time around, we want to be part of it, so that some of these issues will be factored in the budget. Hopefully by next year, those positions could be created, a space may have been worked out, either it will be a government place or whether it will be a rented place or anywhere we just get a place, you see. So it's very important.
To be sure, your mandate is 2 years, is it not?
Yes.
And you've already done about half a year?
Yes.
Okay. Do you foresee that these things will be sorted by the time you've done a year and a half? Because next year you would have done a year and a bit. Yeah,
because now for us, we want to do whatever we can do during our time. Whether the mission is 100% accomplished or not, but we want to at least leave a mark. We make sure that we have it. We have to put it in the budget first. The moment it is not in the budget, it's not possible again for next year. So our main focus now is for these provisions to be included in the 2024 budget. That's the first step. When it is there, then now is issue of implementing it or executing the budget.
Okay. How do you transfer staff? You have said that you redeployed and transferred certain staff. How does the Commission reach the decision to transfer staff?
Yes, staff transfers can happen in different ways. One, the ministry can propose some transfers because it's the line ministry responsible for, they have that oversight function, supervise the councils where they feel some gaps are there or there is need to rotate them for efficiency. You see, they can write and make proposal, but it's the commission that decides whether this person can go here or there. They can come up with their proposal, but the commission decides. There could be an issue at hand when the commission may feel it is not conducive, you see, for a particular staff to work effectively in a particular council because of a lot of issues. On that basis, the commission can do some transfers to maintain sanity or to improve efficiency in a particular system.
So other than this particular incident with Senabu Martin Sonko and co, where the Commission has had prior knowledge of the issues between the Council and the staff, how does the Council determine, on the basis of the recommendation from the Ministry, that it should transfer staff? Okay. Because the Ministry will propose, usually in their letter proposing a staff transfer, what would they give reasons why, or would they give sufficient reasons why the staff should be transferred?
Yeah, in some cases they don't give sufficient reasons, but where they don't give sufficient reasons, the Commission would engage them on that issue.
Would engage who, the Ministry?
Yes, the Ministry on that issue.
Does the Commission at any point engage the Council itself, the Establishment Committee of the Council?
For the movement?
Yes, for the staff movement.
Not to my knowledge.
Do you not think it would be prudent to engage the Establishment Committee to find out what, if any, effect would be had on the Council if the staff is moved?
Yeah, maybe when there are issues at Council level, the Establishment Committee and Council may even recommend for that staff to be moved.
Yes, this is when it's emanating from the Council. I'm talking about when the request is coming from the Ministry.
Yes.
And the Ministry has not given sufficient reason why the staff should be transferred. Would the Commission engage? Because the Commission's relationship with the Council is separate from the Ministry's relationship with the Council. Yes. So the Ministry has now given the Commission a request to transfer staff of the Council.
Yes.
So that's what I'm asking about. Would it not be prudent for the Commission to engage the Establishment Committee of the Council in order to be able to make an informed decision about whether a staff should be transferred or not?
Anyway, I don't think that because I don't think that can work.
Why
effectively? Because transfers are normal in the civil service, and at some point rotational is important. Some people may be so attached to a particular officer that the committee may not even want that officer to move. And when in the side of the ministry they may see that this guy have overstayed and is too acquainted with the people, and that can affect his efficiency, and they need for staff redeployment to ensure efficiency and also to fill some of the capacity gaps, because it is even difficult to get some competent staff for the rural councils is an issue. And when you have, that is why this idea of this Unified Local Government Service Commission was also a factor, so that you can have a pool of staff, you see, where you can rotate, and that can address some of the capacity gaps.
So you talked about rotation.
And that can address some of the capacity gaps.
So, that they hold.
Yes.
How does this help if you rotate them to another council?
Yes, we even have that in the urban councils too. You see, that is across the board. In the urban councils, you have staff that are not very competent. In the rural area, you also have staff that are not very competent. We have them. I think what is lacking also is a transfer policy. You see, there is no transfer policy. You see, that would have helped to address some of these issues. You see.
So,
but at times it's also left with in transfers you have to be very strategic. You see, you can have a team, you can team up. Like if you have a very good CEO, you can have an average deputy, you see, who can understudy that CEO. You can have a very good deputy, you see, then you can post another CEO who will also be assisted so that you have a team to move things forward, and also along the way you can build capacity. So transfers have different dimensions.
So say you have a CEO from one of the rural areas,
yes,
with a small council,
yes,
very limited funding, very limited workload, etc.
Yes.
You move them to a larger council.
Yes.
Do you not think that it's going to affect the performance of that CEO, especially considering that, you know, they've barely been managing in the rural council? If you transfer them to a bigger council, do you not think that that is going to undermine the work of the council?
No.
Why is that?
Because somebody might be in a smaller council who is more experienced, and if given the opportunity, can prove himself, or may be limited at that small council, that can limit his performance. But giving him the opportunity to manage a bigger council can definitely deliver, because we've seen evidence of that.
So we've also seen situations where you have a staff, say an internal auditor.
Yes.
The council decides that the internal auditor is not qualified for the position and has not been able to do the work well. The internal auditor is demoted and moved to another area in the council, I believe revenue collection. Is there a reason why councils or the commission does not dismiss staff that do not meet the criteria or that are not able to do the job? Is there a reason why you would just move them to another department rather than dismissing them and hiring somebody that can actually do the job?
Yeah, maybe that. Come to the commission.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, I have not have that issue at hand. But this can also happen where somebody may not be. It depends on how they were appointed. You see, the problem is at the point of appointment. You see, if somebody is appointed in a position that he or she is not competent, is not qualified, and he is not trained, then there is an issue. So he or she can be redeployed to an area where he can or she can perform. I don't think there are big issues on that, but it has to be done correctly. Otherwise, it can be a demotivating factor also.
Do you not think that being redeployed to a lower position is, well, to be demoted to a lower position is also a demotivator?
Yes, of course it is. When they are redeployed and demoted, it's demotivating.
So
I think they can be redeployed and then trained.
if they can be redeployed to another council and trained,
Or
they
to
can
another-
be trained
to another
at
council?
the council that they're at. But the idea is that you hire somebody based on their supposed qualifications and
Yes.
however they may have passed any interview that they attended. If you have hired this person, they have given you a representation that they're able to do this work. You find out later on that they're not able to do this work. Later on that they are not able to do this work. Why are you not able to dismiss them?
And then proofs are provided. Why not? They can be dismissed.
Does the commission, so that's why I asked you about the establishment committee and the commission's relationship with the council.
Yeah.
Does the commission look at the staff files with the establishment committee or the staff files at the council in respect of the staff? So when they're transferring or when they're making decisions, do you access those files?
Normally, these transfers affects mainly the senior cadre. You see, where the files or their qualifications, all those issues are available at the ministry. But normally, these junior staff are not regularly moved.
So when you're dealing with disciplinary issues that concern the more junior staff,
Yes.
do you access their staff files?
Yeah, of course, we need that.
You get it from the council?
Yes, when it depends on when the issue is about lack of performance.
No, about any issue. Do you access their file?
Yeah, we should.
But do
You
you?
see.
You should, but do you access the files?
Yeah, for us at now we are yet to decide on that. We are yet to have any issue regarding that. But,
You're
but,
yet to
but
have
that's,
what,
that's
sir?
best practice. We are yet to have an issue of that nature.
From a junior staff?
Yeah, for this commission, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, oh sorry,
Yes.
yes, Chairperson.
You have more questions? Okay. Sorry, it's not in line with what she is questioning you.
Okay.
I just want to know, making reference to your statement, you served in, I think you told the commission, you may correct me if I am wrong,
Okay.
that you served in 5 municipalities out of the 8.
Yes, after 5, but as CEO 4.
A CEO 4.
Yes.
Okay,
But
that
I have
is the
served in 5
clarification.
municipalities.
Yes, that is the clarification I wanted to have because I have some questions for you after she's done.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Jala, when you took over the office of chairman of the commission, you were sent certain correspondence in respect of Senabu Martin Sonko and Co., right?
Yes, I got them at some point.
Okay. You received correspondence from the ministry and from the council?
Yeah, we received correspondence from the ministry in piecemeal.
Okay. Did you receive correspondence from the council?
Yes, we also instructed the secretary to write to KMC requesting for some reports and documents.
And did you receive?
Yes, we've received some
Okay.
of them, but not all.
There was a letter sent to the Chairman Local Government Service Commission by Canifing Municipal Council dated 12 December 2022. And it was about the recommendation for an interdiction of Senabu Martin Sonko and for her to proceed on administrative leave. Did you get that letter?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just read the contents. It said that I write to convey the decision of the Establishment and Appointment Committee, which has resolved for the interdiction of the CEO, Senabu Martin Sonko, to proceed on an administrative leave with immediate effect and for her to be paid a monthly basic salary until a decision is made on her case by the Commission. This decision was reached during an emergency meeting convened today, Monday, 12 December 2022, at the Conference Room 1. The Ministry has earlier on conducted an investigation on the allegations against her and the matter was concluded with a report submitted at the Ministry of Local Government, Lands and Religious Affairs. The Council will appreciate for you to look into those reports. In fact, the Council would like to share the view that since the allegations leveled against Mrs. Martin Sonko has to do with the entire Staff Welfare Association of the Council, the good working relationship and trust has seriously changed. This, we think, will be quite impossible to cement the already broken relationship. We thank you and look forward to your timely intervention on this matter. Yesterday, you had said that you were provided with a report. Is this the report of the investigation by the ministry?
Yes, we got that report later.
All right, let me show you. Can you just check whether this is the report that was given to you?
Yes.
Title of the report.
Final report of the inspection exercise. Final report of the inspection exercise on the fraud allegations at the KMC, October 2021.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I applied to tender the inspection report that has been identified by the witness.
Can I interject? Can I still have to reproduce the same report, because I was asked yesterday to submit it?
No, if this is it, then
yeah,
you
this
don't
is
need
the
to.
report.
Yes, you don't need to produce it.
Thank you.
MD. The final report of the inspection exercise on the fraud allegation at KMC, dated October 2021, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/MJ/002.
Has the Commission, please? Mr. Jala, were you availed with? Okay. Were you availed with the guarantee provided by, or purportedly provided by Kanifing Municipal Council in respect of the $12 million loan?
The letters.
The guarantee, yes, they're in the form. Well, they're on the council's letterhead.
Those were not provided.
Those were not provided.
And then we wrote to request for those ones. I think they were later provided.
They were later provided. Did you receive the minutes of the meeting of KMC?
No,
where the council challenged or asked the Director of Finance and the CEO for an explanation of what transpired?
We are yet to have that. I think that is the directors' meeting.
That's of
minutes.
The council?
Yeah, no, we did not have that one. All we have was the resolution also.
The resolution that sent
them on
an administrative leave?
Yes.
Okay, let me just... Mr. Registrar, please assist. Please look at this document and let me know if that's the resolution that you received.
Yes.
There is it?
Yes.
Can you tell us what the date of the resolution is?
26 July 2021.
Thank you. Chairperson, I apply to tender the KMC resolution dated 26 July 2021.
And I think one contributing factor for the delay in this case was also getting all the required information, because we were getting them in piecemeal.
We'll get back to that.
Yes, I think yesterday we are dilating on that one, but the delay in getting some of these documentations were also an issue. Even the file where we got some of these documentations was kept at the ministry, and we didn't have access to the file, but the photocopies, copies were submitted to the commission. Though the file is a general file, you see, not only regarding this Senabu case, but it was a complaint file, you see.
Okay, so
but when we review the documents, we will see there are documents mentioned which were not attached. So we wrote to that respect requesting for those documents.
So can you just hang on a minute?
Okay.
Let us hear from the chair whether the document has been admitted or not, and then we can proceed with your...
Okay, the Kanifing Municipal Council memo with subject matter General Council resolution, which deals with the acting CEO, and copied to the Lord Mayor and acting Director of Finance, dated the 26th of July 2021, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked LGC/MJ/003.
As the Commission please. You can proceed, Mr. Jala.
Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say, because yesterday I could not recall all those, but that was also one of the contributing factors for the delay.
All right, thank you. Now, the resolution by the council that sent Senator Martin Sonko and co on indefinite leave was given on the 26th of July 2021.
Yes.
Now, I don't know whether you saw the letter from the council to the ministry, to the permanent secretary, where they informed the ministry about their actions in respect of this resolution. Did you see that? So there's a letter dated 3rd August 2021 to the permanent secretary, Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, And it was also copied to the Chairperson, Local Government Service Commission, Ministry of Lands, Regional Administration and Religious Affairs. And it is headed Recommendation for Termination of Director of Finance, Dr. Aliu Keita, Deputy Director of Compliance, Bakari Jao, Assistant Manager of Rates, Babakar Stanyang, and Supervisor Debt Unit, Mam Kaba Bas. Do you recall that letter?
Later I saw those communications in a court document.
Okay.
Yes, but these were not, maybe to the previous commission, I'm not sure whether it was sent to them. But we could not...
let me show you. If you're able to identify the actual letter,
yes,
then we can deal with that.
Yes, I saw this letter in a court document.
So it was provided to the commission?
Yeah, you know, at some point I was summoned to appear at the court, at the High Court, to give evidence. Okay, then I was availed with some of these documents, the court cases. So when I was going through them, I come across this letter also.
So I just want to...
Yes, I've seen this.
You've seen it, and you have a copy with you in your...
Yeah, yes, a copy is
okay,
with
so
the document.
you're able to identify.
Yes.
Chairperson,
Yes.
Can you just tell me the date of that letter again?
This was 3rd
August, right?
3rd August 2021.
Very well. Chairperson, I apply to tender the letter dated the 3rd August 2021 to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands, from KMC.
Very well. Thank you. The Kanifing Municipal Council letter dated the 3rd of August 2021, addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, the Quadrangle Banjul, and attention to the Chairperson, Local Government Service Commission, Ministry of Lands, Regional Administration and Religious Affairs, the Quadrangle Banjul, with heading Recommendation for Termination of Director of Finance, Dr. Aliu Keita, Deputy Director of Compliance, Bakari Sao, Assistant Manager of Rates, Bubakar Sanyang, and Supervisor, Debt Unit, Mam Kaba Bas, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/MJ/004.
As the Commission pleases.
Sorry, Madam Chair.
I believe so.
Yes.
I want to use the toilet. I said I want to pee.
Oh, okay. You are excused.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Madam
you.
Chair, it's almost 2 o'clock. I don't know whether we should just rise for prayers at once.
All right. Just as Council has suggested, I was not averting my mind to the time. It's time for prayers, and we will break for lunch.
Okay.
We will reconvene after 1 hour, so you can use the opportunity to ease yourself. Thank you.